Last Dancer, Unbroken, Fighter, and Every Second Counts all have one common theme: determination and pushing away one's own self-imposed limits in order to reach maximum potential.
In Mao's Last Dancer, Li Cunxin, a peasant boy from a rural village in China, is handpicked to be one of the privileged few in Madame Mao's Beijing Dance Academy. The novel follows Cunxin's journey as he undergoes long hours of unthinkably arduous training to eventually become a world-famous ballet dancer. This novel supports the idea that if one is motivated and determined, he can surpass his previous limits.
However, in today's society, it is becoming apparent that high schoolers are becoming less motivated to excel in academics because of the tendency to multitask in a fast-paced society.
In an article by Ron Benson called Helping Pupils Overcome Homework Distractions, he states that the April 1983 report of the National Commission on Excellence in Education found that time spent on homework is often used ineffectively. Ron also conducted surveys about these distractions and found that the phone and TV are the top distractions while students are trying to study. At Monte Vista, there is a program that helps develop good study habits like overcoming homework distractions, AVID. We interviewed some members of AVID to learn more about the program as well as how it has affected the students.
Well, I was recommended by one of my teachers in 8th grade to join it, and they kind of like give you just like general information about it. And so me and my parents thought I had gone to a kind of like alternative elementary school, so I didn't really have like up until 7th grade, so I didn't really have like study skills, I guess, in 8th grade. So they thought that like it would kind of help me like transition to high school and kind of help me like stay on track and focused during high school.
Completely sure what AVID was. I thought it was just tutoring, and in 8th grade when you had to sign up to take AVID, like I was doing kind of bad. My grades were pretty low, and I'm like, oh, why not take a tutoring class, get my grades up. I didn't know if I had to do anything with college or not, so just took AVID.
Nice.
I think like just like it kept me motivated, and I didn't want to, you know, like even though I did sometimes feel like, oh, I shouldn't be in this class anymore, I felt like, you know, it is keeping me on track and organized, so I should definitely stay. Kind of like have someone that was always like checking up on me and kind of helping me stay organized, and you know, it's like the teacher and the other students too, and the tutors and stuff like that. So yeah, I wanted to, yeah, like just help in general.
AVID has definitely shown me how to take notes better and all that, how to work well. And what made me stay is because, I mean, it helped me. It helped improve my grades with the whole tutoring and all that. And why would I leave that behind?
And then also just like I've started getting like acceptances back from colleges, and that's a huge accomplishment for me, and it just feels really good that AVID has helped me to that. Yeah, definitely. We've had people that weren't AVID come back from college and say, oh yeah, I still use Cornell Notes, I still like have a binder, stuff like that, and I think that I will use that because it's like so like it's like in my head now, like I can't take not Cornell Notes.
The AVID program pushes students to their full potential both academically and mentally by instilling good study habits and a positive mindset. Knowing this, we were inspired to recreate AVID's technique with our own group of students. For our experiment, we decided to tackle a major obstacle that prevents students from studying more efficiently: technology. Although technology can be a useful tool while studying, most utilize it to a degree that distracts them from their tasks. To confront this dilemma, we set out to see if we could do anything to change this habit and give students motivation to reach a higher limit than before and show improvement in academics. We selected a few students who we believed would be representative of a normal high schooler facing the dilemma of being unable to put enough focus into schoolwork. In our experiment, we chose 10 participants, including ourselves, to attempt to integrate good study habits into our routine. We decided to make study schedules for ourselves and to avoid using technology during studying.
doing my homework kind of right when I get home instead of waiting until the very last minute. And hopefully that's gonna stay with me for a while. Like when I go to college, I want to have good study habits, and there's not gonna be anyone kind of pushing me to do it, so I'll have to do it myself. So yeah.
Well, I think I have to be like more focused on what I do. So that means I have to do homework and not go on the computer at the same time, because when I do that, it's very inefficient and it takes me like 3 hours to complete math homework. Especially when I watch TV and I do my homework, it takes a long time because I'm distracted by the TV and it takes a lot longer. So I'm gonna be more focused. I think it's gonna be hard because it's already kind of in my routine to be like distracted, to like turn on the TV while I do my homework, or like turn on the computer and search through the internet and go on Reddit and stuff like that. So
I've been keeping up with my schedule pretty well. I'm getting more sleep now, and I feel better when I go to school, and I feel more awake and focused in school. Yes, it was. Initially it was really hard too, but eventually I got used to it and it just became my new routine. Yeah, they definitely have. Not too much, but I can see the improvement.
It's definitely impacted how I study and how often I study, which is now sometimes as opposed to never. So that's probably helped. It's gone up. My homework grade has gone up. Then that's probably the biggest thing. It doesn't really impact my test score that much because for tests, usually I just pay attention in class, and I find that the most important thing is learning the concepts from in-class lectures. This has definitely improved how I've done on homework and other sorts of effort-based activities.
I really hope so, because so far this month it's been really good and I've been really focused in school, and I hope that continues longer unless I get distracted, which I hope I do.
After 4 weeks of conducting this experiment, here are the results we gathered from our students. According to this data, the change in scores before and after is statistically significant, or in other words, the probability of getting these results from natural variation is only 2.13%.
We have concluded that we currently aren't pushing ourselves to our limits. It may seem like we are constantly running out of time to study and that we are trying our best to combat the homework load. However, if we consider the fact that many things around us offer distractions, we realize that we can push ourselves to achieve even more. An essay by Nicholas Carr titled, "Is Google Making Us Stupid?" describes experiences by him and his colleagues that, because of effects of the way information is presented on the internet, he and his friends are finding it more difficult to focus on long pieces of writing. This might be the phenomenon students are experiencing today. Thanks to the giants of the internet such as Google, Facebook, and YouTube, students could be experiencing difficulties in concentrating for extended periods of time. Although we may feel that we have done our best, by implementing good study habits such as turning the computer off when working on homework, we can push our limits even further and achieve greater academic success.